Transformers: Rise of the Beasts is directed by Stephen Caple Jr., starring Anthony Ramos, Dominique Fishback, Laura Lauren Velez, Dawn Scott Vazquez, Toby Niguy, Sarah Stills, Lonnie Parker. Don't know any of these actors. But anyway, it's the latest installment of the Hasbro franchise Transformers, continuing off Age of Extinction or whatever the hell the last Transformers movie was. I haven't seen any of them in theatres. Maybe I saw Dark of the Moon at some point. I do remember seeing Revenge of the Fallen a very long time ago when I was like 12 years old. I've never really been the biggest fan of these movies. They've been kind of like very cookie cutter action movies to me. And I'm not saying that they aren't entertaining. I do think the first two were probably the best ones, and the first and second do have a certain charm about them. I mean, the CGI special effects of the Transformers transforming into certain things was very impressive for the time, though it has grown a little bit redundant in the past few years to a decade, I would guess. I went into this movie not expecting really that much. I just was expecting a dumb, campy action movie with a lot of CGI effects, and that's pretty much what I got. I mean, like, it wasn't that much worse than what I thought it was going to be, but it really wasn't that much better either. It's a very average and very forgettable and sort of kind of silly, bordering on stupid at times action movie that doesn't really have that much to say. It's a very generic story about Optimus Prime trying to find like this sacred key that holds the power that saves the universe, and if the Unicrons, which is the name of the enemy robots in this movie, get their hands on it, it's basically the end of the universe. And yes, Unicron is the word unicorn with O and R swapped around. Yeah. This movie was pretty disappointing, unfortunately, in my eyes. It wasn't god-awful. It wasn't, like, super bad where you wish you never saw it, but, like, it was really nothing that special either. I guess the CGI special effects are competent for the time it came out. I mean, they are impressive at times, but it does not really doing anything game-changing or revolutionary here. I will say one thing: the movie did genuinely make me laugh at one time, at one very particular gag in the movie that I wouldn't spoil. So I do like how the movie did make me laugh once, so I will give it kudos for that, because for some reason the more and more movies I see, the less and less and less I find myself laughing. And kind of makes me think, is there something wrong with me? Is there just not enough comedy in movies anymore? I do crave a good laugh from movies. I am very concerned that there seems to be less and less and less and less comedy movies coming out these days. And a lot of them are very serious now and very dark and very bulky, and a lot of light-hearted humour is going out the window. Like, I miss movies like Men in Black and 21 Jump Street and things like Superbad, stuff like that. The Anchorman, all those, I mean, Pixar movies, anything that Mr. Bean is one of my favourites. And yes, there was a bit of comedy in this movie that did work for me, so I will say that. But overall, most of the characters in this movie were pretty forgettable. One of the new Transformer characters, which is introduced very early in the movie, who is he transformed from like a Porsche with like a blue stripe through it. I forgot his name already, but he was the best Transformers character of them all. Optimus Prime was more generic than ever. He just did the same, Autobots, we must save the universe from the Unicrons, and we must find the key, and stuff like that. It's very, very generic and very bland. But I did like that character. And also a really big shame is that, this is also very early on in the movie, I promise I won't spoil anything else, but the main character's son, or little brother, or whatever he is, takes a back seat in this movie. I was really wanting him to go on this adventure with him, but no, he stays at home, and you don't see anything from him until the end of the movie, which I thought was a massive missed opportunity. It would have been great to have like a little kid come on board on this ride on this movie, and that would have made it better in my eyes, but it didn't. And it's funnily enough because like as this movie was going along, I was thinking about what number I was going to rate it, and it actually went as low as 3, which is very concerning in my eyes. I rarely ever think about giving a movie that score. And then it went from 5, and then to a 6 at most, but now coming back, I think my solid numbered score would be a 4.5, which is pretty poor, to be honest. It is basically average, and even though it did make me laugh once, which is what I'm giving the 0.5 for, and I really like that from movies. But overall, if you're really not a fan of Transformers and you're looking for like something like John Wick or something that's really like advanced with a good story and incredible action, you're not really going to find that much here. I mean, the action sequences are decent at times, yet it was just very forgettable movie. Not awful, but not really that great either, so that's why I'm giving it that score. Anyway, that's what I thought of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I will be reviewing Elemental soon. I did see that movie a couple of days ago, so I will share my thoughts about what I thought of that movie. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting the channel, and as always, take care. Thank you.